Hey, what's up guys? So today we got a 2016 GSXR 1000 in. So this bike is pretty much stock. The owner notified me that it has a K&N air filter and just a Yoshimura slip-on system that comes with it. That's the setup currently. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna swap exhaust. We're gonna install a full M4 exhaust system, re-dyno it, and then we're gonna ECU flash and then do a tune, a full dyno tune with that ECU flash. And we're gonna see what the numbers look like. So we're gonna have stock header with a cat, with a slip-on baseline. Install the main exhaust, the new exhaust, the M4 exhaust. We're gonna re-baseline it and then we'll tune it and then we'll overlay all the differences so you can actually see the breakdown as to what exactly you're getting with the whole package, if you will. Stay with All right, so we just got done with the baseline runs. It made 156 wheel horsepower with 74 foot-pounds of torque. We'll pull the graphs up here later. We're gonna overlay all of them. Like I said, I just wanted to show you, here's the stock header. Here's the catalytic converter that I highly recommend that you get rid of if you're trying to make some power on this bike. And then here's the slip-on, the Yoshimura Alpha slip-on. So we're gonna start to take everything apart here and throw the full M4 exhaust on. He got the full M4 Street Slayer. I've seen good results from these. I really like these exhausts. They sound good. They perform pretty well. All in all, great exhaust. So stay with us. You'll start to see it transform. Hey guys, so we just finished installing this M4 exhaust. It is the M4 Street Slayer Carbon. It looks killer. Stainless steel piping, very good welding, very good craftsmanship. I said it once, I'll say it again. I am an M4 fan. So if you notice right here, this isn't the stock O2 sensor. This is a wideband sensor. This is what I'm using from my dyno jet, my dyno. So what it's gonna do is it enables us to get a very accurate AFR reading, and that's crucial when you're trying to get the bike all dialed in, get the tune nice and you know, perfect, if you will. Very clean exhaust though, very sleek. I like the low mount. I like the way it sounds. We'll fire it up here in just a second so you can get a sound clip. I'll show you the other side of the exhaust. Very clean bike. Owner did a good job of taking care of this. It's a 2016 GSXR 1000. Yeah, look at the craftsmanship. This thing's beautiful. So one thing that I should tell you that we do on every exhaust job, and I recommend it to you guys too, if you're installing a full stainless steel exhaust system, wipe it all down after you get done installing it. It gets rid of all those fingerprint smudges. I don't know if you've ever noticed, like if you ever seen a new exhaust go on, or maybe you put one on and after you start it, you get it all nice and hot. Literally the oils off your fingerprints will burn into the exhaust and it makes it look a little splotchy. So if you want that real clean burn, like nice even burn to come in on your exhaust, wipe it down. Stainless steel, you want to use brake cleaner, and then on titanium, you want to use WD-40 actually. So clean that up, it'll make it burn and look so much better as you're actually physically burning the exhaust in it. It's a killer touch. I highly recommend it. So here, let's do a sound clip. Let's see what she sounds like. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds real clean, really good exhaust. I really like these exhausts. If you noticed, he has an FI light on right now on the cluster. Totally normal. The reason why he's tripping that is because there was an exhaust servo or an exhaust butterfly that mounts up right here, the motor, and then there's cables that travel down, and then they go to a butterfly, like a little throttle body almost, and it opens and closes right around in here. No matter what, when you get a full exhaust system, all of that stuff gets removed anyway, so it makes a lot more power without it. Let me just tell you that. So again, very clean bike. The owner definitely took care of this. This exhaust is gonna look really good with it. It's gonna burn beautiful. I can't wait. So what I'll do now is I'm gonna get it loaded up on the dyno. We're gonna baseline it with this exhaust system. So we baselined it before with the slip-on, so now we'll just rerun the bike as it sits with no tune or anything. We're just gonna run it with the full exhaust and no tune, and then we'll dial it in and overlay all the graphs. I'm really curious to see what it all looks like, you know, start to finish. So. So if you notice, the bike was hopping really badly on the dyno. Typically, there's only a handful of things that could be, but typically it is a unbalanced rear wheel. I see it happen a lot. A lot of times rear wheels are either imbalanced or improperly balanced, or they're not even balanced at all. Some shops don't even rebalance or balance them whenever they mount the tires, they just throw them on. On the dyno, that unbalance is exasperated. It shows its face really bad on the dyno. Typically you'll just get some bouncing on the dyno. Not a big deal, that's why the straps are there. So what I'm gonna do right now is overlay the stock exhaust baseline with the slip-on to the full M4 system baseline, and let's see what it looks like. It's actually very interesting. So here's our slip-on exhaust with 156. The M4 exhaust, it made 164. This is no tuning. This is just a baseline. 164 horsepower with 76 foot-pounds of torque. That's really good with just a bolt-on exhaust. I mean, almost 10 wheel. We got 8 wheel gains up top. That's pretty damn good. Now, look what happens in the mid-range, though. We actually lose quite a bit of horsepower on the mid-range after just the exhaust install. We lost about 7, 8 wheel horsepower and about 6 foot-pounds of torque at 6,600 RPM. That's pretty substantial, actually. So what we're gonna try to do here is we're gonna pull this power band up, and then down low, we're gonna make it even higher. But look at our AFRs as well. We'll analyze this real quick. We're at 16.0 with the new full exhaust, and we were at 15.0 before, which is a lot closer to our goal, but it's still very lean. And if you notice, look at the graph, it kind of corresponds. See how like there's like this dead kind of a weird dip, and it doesn't really pull through. That dip, we're gonna help clean that dip out, and this should be a lot more linear and a lot more streamlined and flat line. That's gonna be the goal today. So it goes close, hits our mark, and then we go super rich on the full exhaust. It goes very rich, and then it leans back out. It's not too bad up top. Not horrible all right in here. This gets really lean again. 13.8, we're kind of past that safe zone that I like to tune at. I like to be max at like 13.4. Typically I'm 13.2 and lower. Most of the time street bikes, I usually shoot for 13, 12.8, something like that. So I usually keep them on the safer side. Overall, great curve. I like the way it's coming along. We'll fix a lot of this. We'll see what we can end with. So watch the air-fuel ratio and partial throttle. Watch, as I'm giving it gas. Watch again. I'll take a sample so that we can see the data. So look at our graph with partial throttle. This was the partial throttle pull at a roughly 20% TPS, so throttle position sensor. The angle of it was about 20% open. So sorry, it's a little sloppy. I'm trying to do this one-handed, but we came in here, the stab got steady here right around like 3,500 RPM. We got steady, consistent pull. That's when I actually hit my mark at 20%. So we went a little over, and then we came back down to 20% and leveled it out. So look at the air fuel though. Look how lean it is, even more than 20%, even a little higher. It's still very, very lean, and we're off the chart at 4,000 RPM. It doesn't even read it anymore, it's so lean. And then it finally comes back in, comes back down, and then at 6,500, we're actually getting near where the air fuel actually should be. That's the reason why you feel that real bad hiccuping. That's the reason why you feel that real bad hiccuping and or sluggish pull when you're trying to accelerate with the bike. That's that feeling that you're feeling. That's what's going on. Is you're running so lean that the bike is literally hiccuping. It's gasping for fuel. It has way too much air, not enough fuel in the system. The mixture is way too lean. So we're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix a lot of that and make all that a hell of a lot smoother, so that way when he rolls into the throttle, it's gonna be like butter. It's gonna be very linear power band, okay? It's not gonna have that laggy feel like whenever you throw an exhaust on and you don't tune a bike. That's the feeling. It's very laggy, very hesitant. So. Okay, so we're gonna do another partial throttle pull. Let's see how it looks. So again, this is just a rough. We're trying to aim for about 15 to 20% range. I want to say it was 20%. Yeah, 20%. Okay, now look at the air fuel. Much, much cleaner. We're at a 14.3. I like to stay below like 14.7 and then like above 13 or so. Anything a little bit around the line is fine. Again, this is partial throttle. It doesn't need to be perfect, but much cleaner air fuel ratio. This is a lot closer than what I wanted to see. Up here we're at 7,500 RPM. It gets a little lean up top there. I'm gonna touch that up and make sure that we clean that up before it leaves. But all in all, this looks much better. And look how much smoother the pool is too. Look how much cleaner that line is, the red line versus the blue. Look how much cleaner that red line is now. A lot smoother of a pool. So anyway guys, I'm getting ready to cut it and then we'll look at the final pulls. So we finally got the bike all wrapped up. We got it off the dyno. I took some pictures, so I'm going to overlay some of those pictures of the exhaust. I mean, look how clean the exhaust looks. We took pictures of both sides here, how we wipe down the exhaust. I'm gonna give you an example now. I'm gonna show you on the screen exactly how it looks now, and you can see just how nice and clean it's burning in. It's not splotchy, it just looks really good. I love that. That's one of my little touches that I like to give customers whenever we finish their jobs. So anyways, here is the rest of it. So the green line is going to be the stock header with the Yoshimura Alpha slip-on. That's the green line here, and you could follow it here. We'll move the cursor over here so you could see all the way through kind of how it ran. The blue line is the full M4 exhaust installed with no tune. This is just like another baseline. Here, we'll pull this up so we can kind of view air fuel a little bit too. So you see we have now a dip right here in the mid-range, and then it pulls pretty good all the way mid-range up top, pulls damn good, and we picked up good power up top. So we're at 150. So we picked up about 10 wheel horsepower at 12,700 RPM. Good gains, but look how lean it's running now with that exhaust. We put the full exhaust on, now we're at 13.8 at high RPM, which that's not good. That could cause engine damage over time. So this is why it's vital that you get the bike on the dyno and tune it sooner rather than later so you can prevent that engine damage. Down here, the mid-range, it just ran a little rich, ran a little fat here. We're at 12.1 air fuel, which is really rich actually. And then again, we were running real lean up top, or down low at the low RPM range. Here, this is the final tune and everything, full exhaust and dyno tune. Now I wanted to point this out. We did lose a little bit of power right here, right in the mid-range with taking that stock header with the slip-on off. We did lose a little bit right there. 6,700 RPMs. We lost about, let's see, we came from, where is it? 89 wheel horsepower, and we dropped down to 85. So we lost about 4 wheel horsepower right there. I figured that'd be important to show because again, every little bit matters. Now we did pick it up down here at the low end. We did pick up some power down here. We did pick up a decent amount of power down here. So it was just this little part here. I'm sure if we, maybe a different exhaust, or even if we did like velocity stacks or something like that, we might actually be able to smooth that out and pick some up at the top end. But again, that's further down the road with other testing and other types of mods. So let's look up here at the top end now. So at almost 12,400 RPM with the final tune, we ended at 173 wheel horsepower. So we picked up an additional 9 wheel horsepower over just slapping the exhaust on, which is incredible. That's great. That's great gains. 155 was stock. Again, we're measuring at 12,400 RPM, this particular point. So overall, he picked up damn near 20. We're at, what, 18 wheel horsepower gain from stock setup to full exhaust with the tune. And then here are the final numbers. Baseline, 156. Baseline with the full M4, we were at 164. And then the final with the tune and everything, we're at 173. So very, very drastic difference between a 156 and a 173. So this guy should be pleasantly surprised on his drive home. And look at that, we're almost at 81 foot-pounds of torque. That's incredible for this motor. I normally don't see that on this dyno. Normally I see about 76 to about 78 wheel horsepower, or wheel torque. So I'm very happy with that number. Great torque curve. This bike should be a lot of fun. All in all, very happy. Like I said, I'm very happy with this air fuel. Air fuel's dialed in. Can't get much better than that. And again, great power, great power. Very happy. Guys, if you could, please give me a like and a follow. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you want to see for future videos so I can make that happen for you. I appreciate you, as always. I'll see you later.